Welcome to the Mystic Access Podcast, where the magic is in learning.
Episode 62, Mystic Access helps out Leo Laport, the tech guy. Leo Laport from Twit, that's TWIT.TV, was pre-recording episodes to be aired while he's on vacation. This episode aired on Sunday, October 6th, 2013 on the Premier Radio Network and also on Leo Laporte's podcast at www.techguylabs.com. Episode number 1020 of the Tech Guy podcast. A caller called Leo asking him if he knew how to have his Android phone speak the contents of selected text. So Leo tried to help him and turned on TalkBack and didn't know how to turn it off. So I decided to call and walk Leo through how to turn off TalkBack, and we had a little discussion about assistive technology. And I just wanted to take this time and play it for you.
I am Leo Laporte, the tech guy. I can't get her to stop talking. She's touching. Okay, we'll stop talkback. Okay.
Okay button.
Shut up.
Shut up.
I am never more rude than when I'm talking to Siri.
Well, it's okay because Siri doesn't really have feelings. Maybe is Chris going to help me with this?
Yes.
All right, Chris in Buffalo. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
First of all, so it says, I'm getting hopeful. It says touching OK will turn off TalkBack, but I touch OK and it just says
Okay button.
OK.
Okay button.
Okay,
You have to double tap with the finger. So hit it twice. See, what happens is when you're visually impaired, you can't see the screen.
Right.
So they have Explore by Touch, which allows a visually impaired person to run their finger across the screen or swipe across the screen. Then it tells them what's under the finger, and then you double tap on the element or whatever you want to activate.
Perfect. Double tap. So that was a very good tip. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You saved me. You know what? I was long pressing because in Android, a lot of alternate responses, long presses work, but double tap.
Well, what you would do if you wanted to long press with TalkBack is you would press once, so you tap once, and then you'd hold.
Got it. So it's a double tap with a long press in the end. And now, are you familiar with this enough to know that can it do what our caller was asking?
TalkBack talks too much, but there might be some app on the App Store that would just read the clipboard or read.
I see TalkBack settings as a lot of settings. You could turn off keyboard echo. You could turn off speak notifications. You can have it shake to start continuous reading, which is very cool. Yeah. So if he had a screen with full of text, he might actually prefer that than having to select it and say, speak this.
That's true, and you can turn on accessibility. Under the accessibility, there's a widget. You press hold the power button, then you can press two fingers, and then it will start TalkBack for him.
Right. I love this shake to start continuous reading. What a great idea. So and in fact, it'd be easier for him than a blind person because he'd know where he was on the screen. All he'd have to do is enable that, and everything else he could turn off.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I really appreciate it. Do you use this, Chris? Are you blind, or if you don't mind my asking?
Yes, I am. I actually run my own company teaching people how to use this.
Well, we've talked before, haven't we?
No, we have not.
All right. There's another person that does that who listens to the show.
I do listen to all of your podcasts as well.
That's awesome. So let me ask you then you have more experience than a lot of people. iPhone versus Android, which has the best accessibility?
They're both pretty much the same.
Okay.
There are some things where iPhone works better, like, for example, the interaction with Siri. When you have VoiceOver on and your speech in, speech out, it's second to none.
Yeah.
On the Android, sometimes it will listen to itself talk.
That's not good. You mean it gets in a loop talking back to itself? That would be bad.
Yeah, it's real bad.
It might be kind of humorous, though.
Not when you're trying to use it.
No, it's a little frustrating. Wow. But generally, the capabilities are similar. I mean, I think each company watches the other and said, and Apple was the first, and they really were amazing. And
yes, they were. They really put it out the way that, they're the ones that came up with this Explore by Touch feature, and Android didn't have it until Jelly Bean.
Right. Well, good. I'm glad they're both doing it. I mean, this is really, in some ways, I think these touch screens are better for blind users and other people with other disabilities than a real computer.
Well, to make them accessible, you have, off the shelf, you go and you buy this phone off the shelf, it's accessible, and
Isn't that great? You don't have to buy JAWS for $1,000 or anything. It just works.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, great to talk to you. Keep in touch, because we get these questions a lot. It's nice to have an expert.
Will do. I actually tweeted you the answer, too.
Oh, yeah. That's what I need to do during the radio show. Read Twitter. Oh, Lord.
So.
I should, actually. There's quite a few people who talk to me on Twitter. So I probably should pay attention. Hey, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Leo Laport, the tech guy.
The preceding program was a presentation of Mystic Access, where the magic is in learning. To contact, please visit www.mysticaccess.com or call 1-888-678-1433. You may also email chris@mysticaccess.com or follow on Twitter at www.twitter.com/mysticaccess. Also, visit our podcast site at www.mysticaccesspodcast.com. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the program.